The maid is cleaning the house. The old woman arrives and says, "Why don't you clean the house properly?" She pushes the maid, causing her to fall, and then goes to the dining table to pray. The husband arrives and asks, "What happened to your arm?" The maid replies, "Nothing happened." The old woman comes to them. The husband says, "You made her work in this condition?" The old woman says, "I told her not to work, but she is stubborn and insisted on doing it herself." Then she says, "The maid has done enough work. Now she should rest. You serve the food." The maid says, "No, I'll serve the food." The old woman says, "Didn't I tell you? She is very stubborn. Come, let's sit at the dining table and pray." The old woman tears her own clothes and says to the maid, "You ruined my dress. You can't do anything properly." The maid says, "I didn't ruin it. I only ironed it." The old woman says, "Don't worry, mistakes can happen. But now the cost will be deducted from your salary." The maid says, "No, don't do this to me. That's too much money." The old woman starts feeling dizzy. She says, "You mixed something in the food. You want to harm me?" The maid says, "No, I didn't do anything like that." The old woman faints. The maid calls an ambulance. The husband asks, "Doctor, how is my wife now?" The doctor says, "Bad news. Your wife has anemia. We need blood immediately. Her blood group is O negative, a rare type." The maid says, "Coincidentally, my blood group is also O negative. I'm ready to help." The doctor says, "We'll have to do transfusions every 3 months." The husband says, "We have 3 months to arrange everything. For now, take her blood." The doctor takes the maid for tests. The husband says, "I'm very happy that you gave your blood. It will keep her healthy for some time." The old woman says, "I'm happy too." The doctor asks, "How are you feeling?" The old woman replies, "My head is aching. It seems the blood didn't affect me." The doctor says, "Maybe it's time I tell you something. The maid is your daughter." I was surprised to see 2 people with such a rare blood group in the hospital, so I did a DNA test. The results showed that you're mother and daughter. The doctor shows the DNA report. The maid says, "It's true. I was adopted. My mother told me I was found in a box when I was a baby." The old woman says, "So you are the one I abandoned." The husband says, "What do you mean? Who did you abandon?" The old woman says, "I did all this for you. I wanted to marry you and knew you wouldn't accept me if I had a child." The husband says, "So this maid is your daughter? What kind of heartless woman are you? You abandoned an innocent child, then made her your servant and tortured her for years?" The maid says, "Yes, all those bruises on my body were from beatings. You're no longer worthy of mercy. I won't donate blood to you again." The maid walks away. The husband says, "She's absolutely right. You deserve no sympathy. I won't give you even a single penny from now on. You're a terrible woman." The husband walks away. The doctor says, "Ma'am, please rest or the treatment won't work." The old woman says, "Shut up. If you hadn't opened your mouth, none of this would have happened. Get out." The doctor leaves. The old woman alone regrets her mistakes and curses herself. The maid says, "Why did this woman treat me so cruelly? She can't be my mother." The husband says, "Forgive us." Her heart is filled with hatred. "But for all the time you've worked here, I'll pay you every penny. You're a good girl. Stay happy." The maid and the husband leave. Do not oppress God's creation. You never know when you might need someone.